Here's how it looks like in the real world. Breakfast, fruit and oatmeal, sure works. Just some fruit, have the cantaloupe, that's all fine. But breakfast is optional. While you're sleeping, you're in a semi-fasting state. You're living mostly off your fat stores. Just because the sun comes up in the morning doesn't mean you got to run into the kitchen and start shoving a bunch of carbohydrates in your mouth. Your body is perfectly capable of burning that nighttime fat mixture all morning. In fact, when I ask people in my office, when you first get up in the morning, are you starving to death? Are you famished? Can you not wait to get down to that kitchen table and shove carbohydrates in your mouth? Most people say, you know, Doc, I'm not even that hungry in the morning. And there's a good reason for that. You are still burning that nighttime fat mixture, and especially if you have weight to lose, keep that nighttime fat burning going all morning. Just drink water until you get hungry. It's absolutely a reasonable breakfast. If you're not really hungry, and especially if you've got weight to lose, just drink water all morning until you get hungry. This is time-restricted feeding. This touches on intermittent fasting, but absolutely reasonable. This idea of breakfast, most important meal of the day, is nonsense. It's an advertising gimmick. If you are, and it's quite a story attached to that, but it really is. It was made up by advertisers. And there's no science behind it. But if you're hungry, by all means eat. I'm not saying go hungry, and have some fruit or fruit and oatmeal. Granolas are really sugary, mueslis are better. But if you're trying to lose weight, just drink water till noon. Okay, the rest of the day, that was breakfast. The rest of the day, I say hang on the 4S clothesline, soups, soups, salads, steamed veggies, and starches. Start with the soups. Boring soups are not allowed. We're talking about really hearty vegetable soups and stews and goulashes and pozzoles and chowders and curries. There's a world of hearty soups. And again, you can make them up in an Instapot or a crock pot and freeze half of them in containers so you've got them in the freezer and eat them all day. Call your attention to my friend Jeff Novick. He's a vegan dietitian. He's got this wonderful series called Fast Foods. And he shows you how to whip up these dynamite soups in 10 minutes that you can eat off of for 3 days in the fridge. You only have to cook like twice a week. Make up a big pot of soup on Monday, coast on it Tuesday, Wednesday, make up another soup on Thursday, coast on that Friday, Saturday, and instead you freeze some of each. You only have to do a cooking thing like twice a week. You know? People say, I don't want to be in the kitchen chopping and cooking all day. You don't have to. You can buy veggies already cut up, and organic ones from the freezer. Open up, take your crock pot, fill it 2/3 full of water, throw in a cup of rice, cup of beans, cup of lentils, a bag of frozen veggies, and some seasonings. Put the lid on, hit the button, go to bed. Let it cook all night. You don't have to do a whole cooking thing. Lots of recipes to search for on the internet, vegan soups and curries and goulashes. So that's the soup. The salads are really important, like Dr. Firm, again, how to make a crock pot soup. If you've made the soup in the morning, pour some off into freezer containers, let them cool and freeze them. The rest of the soup you can keep warm during the day, and every time you're walking through the kitchen, ladle out a cup of soup and chow down. It's all fiber and water, it doesn't stick to you. You can have 6 bowls of it a day, it doesn't matter, you pee it right out. So this is joyous, guilt-free eating. Have all you want. If you're going out for the day, don't play victim. Oh, there was nothing to eat at the office except donuts, and at the nurse's station there were just a bunch of candies, and there was nothing in the cafeteria, and I had to stop at McDonald's. Nonsense. You're a grown man or a grown woman. Stop playing victim here. Take your healthy food with you. Before you leave the kitchen door, get yourself a little picnic container, and 3 things go in there for your day away from home. Get a wide mouth thermos jug and fill it up with that nice soup you just made. Take 2 or 3 jugs with you, but have a couple of thermoses of hearty soup. Get a salad. You can buy them pre-made at Trader Joe's and Whole Foods these days with a non-oil dressing, and some cut up fruit. And you eat your way through your work day, and in between clients or errands, you take a pull of soup and throw in a couple of grapes and on to your next task. But keep your belly full of this all day, and the restaurants don't look so tempting on the way home. So, soups and salads. The third S, salads, more colorful the better. The salads are the main dish. You don't need olive oil to make salad dressings. You want to get away from the oils. They're liquid fat in the bottle. They hurt your arteries. They make you fat. Just Google no oil salad dressing recipes, and you take a blender, take some veggies from the salad, take some carrots and celery and broccoli and onions, throw them in the blender with a cup of water, a couple of walnuts, a piece of an orange, hit the button, salad dressing. Pour it on your salad. You don't need oil to put on the salad, to say the least. Third S is steamed veggies. You need something green and yellow every day, so learn how to use a vegetable steamer and steam up something green and yellow every day, and steam up a lot of it so you can coast on it for a few days. This is where cows get their calcium. Cows don't drink milk. Where do they get all that calcium? From the greens they eat. The calcium's in the soil. The green plants pick it up, and that's where the calcium really comes from. It doesn't come from milk. Okay. It's bright green, buy it, and it's organic, buy it, bring it home, rinse it, steam it, and eat it, and squeeze some lemon juice or some balsamic vinegar over it, or some of your healthy salad dressing. Okay, and the final S is starches. We are starch-burning organisms. Starches will not make you fat. There's all this now, oh, don't eat carbs, they make you fat, don't eat carbs. Nonsense. We are carbohydrate-burning organisms. Our mitochondria burn glucose, not fats. And these will not turn into fat. They cannot turn into fat. The body is not going to blow apart a glucose ring, grab those carbon fragments, and string them out in this long-chain fatty acid. It doesn't work like that. You eat a bunch of starch, you have a couple of baked potatoes for dinner without a bunch of fat, you will replete the sugar stored in your muscles, and once your glycogen stores are all filled up, you'll burn that excess calories off as heat. You'll stick your foot out from the covers at night, you'll throw the covers off, and your body temperature go up 1/4 degree, and you burn it off to heat. Carbohydrates will not turn into fats, so have some, especially lunches and dinners, and this is how you get healthy weight, healthy nutrients without putting on weight. It's clean burning. It turns into carbon dioxide that you breathe off and water that you pee out. Starches are a clean burning fuel. No, they won't make you fat. 1 billion Chinese used to know that. Here's Jeff's burgers and fries, and he'll show you on a Saturday morning, whip up 30 really tasty lentil, quinoa, veggie spice burgers or whatever, put them in the freezer. Now you got a freezer full of veggie burgers. You don't feel like cooking? Bring a couple out, heat them up, boom, lunch. Got a salad in the fridge, you're set. This should be easy. The more you do this, the easier and more convenient it gets. Minimize flour products, baked goods, etc., breads, etc., especially if you're trying to lose weight. If you're trying to lose weight and you're frustrated, I've been vegan for 5 years and I'm still carrying on this weight. What's the problem, Doc? This food makes me fat. What's happening, this is your doctor doesn't know this, but now you will, and people at home will. This is a phenomenon called oxidative priority. In other words, it's easier for your body to burn sugar than burn fat. Okay? It's easier to burn glucose than metabolize these long-chain fats. So what? Well, if you eat sugar and fat at the same time, you'll burn the sugar and store the fat for later. Okay? It's a primitive survival mechanism to get you through famines. You will burn sugar and store the fat for later. So what does that mean? You want to be a fat vegan? Pour oil on your pasta. You will burn the sugar in the pasta, you'll store the fat in the oil. Almond butter and jelly sandwich, you'll burn the sugar in the bread and the jelly, you will store the fat in the nut butter. Put earth balanced margarine on your baked potato. You will burn the sugar in the starchy potato, you will store the fat in the margarine. It's that sugar-fat combo that's sticking to you. And if I have an obese vegan in front of me, they're eating oil and flour products without question. And they're eating them together. So what do? I mean, I can't eat potatoes? No, you can eat potatoes. But don't put oil on it, put salsa on it. Put something non-oily on your starches and you'll burn the starches cleanly. They won't turn into fat. When the paleo folks say carbs make you fat, no they don't. The potato you're eating with the steak makes you store the fat in the steak. It's the fat that's in the meat that you're storing, not the carbohydrates that have turned into fat. That's why they don't want to eat carbs, because it makes them store the fat in the meat. Again, lactose now this is just for the weight loss. So if you're already a lean vegan, none of this matters. You put a little whatever you want on whatever you want, it doesn't matter. But if you're trying to lose weight, avoid this fat-sugar combo. That's what's sticking to you. Well, how about walnuts and avocados? I mean, you can have those, but put them on your salad. Put it on your broccoli, okay? You'll burn it cleanly and it won't stick to you. So pour your tahini dressing over your greens and you won't have a weight problem. One last thing on this, timing in life is everything. When you eat starches, it takes about 4 hours for the insulin thing to go up and down for the body to clear the starch out. So if you have your baked potato at lunch, let 4 hours go by before you eat the fats at dinner. Have your baked potato or rice at lunch and have the tahini and the fatty avocados at dinner there, and there the twain shall meet. But again, this is just for the weight loss, folks, but this explains the frustrated overweight vegan who can't lose weight. It's because she's eating fat and sugar. Okay, we've already been through this. Legumes are important. They're a great source of energy. Anything in a pot is a legume: beans, peas, chickpeas, lentils. So find a way to get them in. We'll try for once a day. Lentil stews, bean burritos, and zucchini boats there, or lettuce boats there. But legumes are your friend. All long life folks on this planet eat legumes. Find a way to get them into your diet. Nuts as well. Hold nuts to a handful a day. But they belong to your diet, but you just might need a couple to start with till your body gets used to them. Again, people eat too many legumes too fast. And fruits for desserts. My wife and I, for desserts, we used to eat fatty, even the coconut ice cream. Now we have blueberries with rice milk over them, and we'll have 1 tablespoon of coconut bliss on top of it. I mean, we'll go through the whole carton. A quart of coconut bliss lasts us about 5 months in the freezer. We just have a tablespoon at a time, once a week, twice a week. And same thing with chocolate bars. We snap off 2 squares, put it back in the fridge, and chocolate bars last 2 months in our freezer. Okay, juices, it's turning out, they're not bad, but most of the goodies are attached to the fiber that winds up in the compost. You're better off eating the veggies. Everybody's got to find their own preferences, and they're going to change over time. They'll change during the year. It's fine. Worst happens, you get a little gas. It goes away. Don't worry about it. Don't let it throw you off this very healthy way to eat. If you think you may have a gluten intolerance, don't eat it for a couple of months, and then have 3 slices of whole wheat bread and see how you feel. Your body will tell you. But folks who they're always gassy or whatever, make sure that you don't have an unrecognized gluten intolerance. Make sure there's no hidden dairy in your diet, and read the labels. It's in the bread, it's in the sauces, it's in the gravies, it's certainly in the restaurant food. And liquid fats, oils are liquid fat in the bottle. And finally, the gas issue. Turns out they've analyzed the gas in the colon. Must have been a wonderful experiment to do. A lot of tubes went up a lot of rectums. They put the gas into a chromatograph and found out that 80% of the gas in the colon is, drumroll, swallowed air. What? Yeah, it turns out only about 20% is made from the fermentation of sugars on the beans. Why does this happen? Well, just the way your throat's engineered, every time you swallow, 2 tablespoons of air go down your stomach. If you swallow 20 times in a meal, you're going to have a good half pint of air in your stomach. Once it's in your stomach, it's going to go 1 of 2 places. It's going to go up, going to go down. You either release it discreetly from above, or it's going to go down and gurgle and burgle, and you'll finally pass it as flatus. But know that there's air that you're swallowing every time you eat. Some folks swallow a lot. The gum chewers, the smokers, the people who are uptight, going to swallow a lot, and they pump a lot of air down their stomach. But there's air in the food. What do you mean? Well, on a fork full of rice, there's air between the grains of rice. In a spoonful of corn, there's air between the kernels of corn. A forkful of salad, there's air between the leaves of lettuce. Floret of broccoli, there's air down the floret. There's air in the food. And people are eating and talking and shoveling the food in, 2 chews, boom, down it goes. And they blow their stomach up with air. and they belch and they fart and they blame the beans. But the truth is, they're just eating too darn fast. And they're swallowing all this air, especially if they're drinking through straws. And they wind up like this guy. So to reduce intestinal gas, I started this talk from saying chew your food to a cream because you can absorb more nutrients. Well, guess what else chewing your food to a cream does? Forces the air out of the food. You'll swallow a lot less air if you put that forkful of salad in your mouth, put the fork down, and make salad puree for 5 seconds. You'll force most of the air out, and you'll stay a lot more socially acceptable to your friends. Again, don't drink carbonated drinks with dinner, and soak and rinse your legumes if you're going to be making soup, and you get rid of most of the hemicellulose. Okay, so here you are, decide to do a vegan diet. There's nobody who can't do a vegan diet, though some people may take a longer time to adapt, which I'll get to in a second. I got 9 minutes to go. People around you may not be supportive. Doesn't matter. God forbid you get a heart attack or a stroke or a breast cancer. It's only you in that hospital bed. It's not your spouse, it's not your daughter-in-law, it's not the people at work, it's you. We're talking about your life, your existence on this planet. Once you have a stroke, life is never the same. So it's not about the other folks at home, it's about you. You go home, you want to adopt a vegan diet, you know what you say to people? Don't say anything, just start doing it yourself, make those soups, make those salads. Hi, hon, chili on the counter, help yourself, and just start doing it yourself. Don't set yourself out, I'm going to eat a vegan diet now and I'm going to get healthy, watch me. That's painting a big bullseye on your head. You know what people are going to do. Well, how about this? Oh, can you eat that? Oh, here's a steak. That looks good. Don't open yourself up for that. It's nobody's damn business what you order for lunch. Just get on with eating this healthy food. And in the restaurants, I let everybody else order. I call the wait person over, whisper in her ear, ooh, this looks good. Can your chef make that, but hold the chicken? Yeah, we can do that. Great. Can you make this, but hold the cheese? Oh yeah, we can do this. Thank you. Nobody heard a thing. My food just comes, and everybody else on the table looks at my lovely vegetables and says, ooh, I wish I ordered that. So don't make this a big project, and don't put yourself on center stage. Just quietly get on with it. Your body is never not looking. You can't tell your body, look over here and have a cheeseburger there. What was that? Your arteries know, your liver knows, your whole body. Who are you kidding? Okay. Shakespeare said, thy own self be true. Dr. Klaper said, thy own health be true. Thy own arteries be true. Thy own colon wall be true. Thy own breast tissue be true. Thy own prostate be true. That's the only thing that matters. Your body just wants to know what's in the food coming down and be true to it. It's not about them, it's about you and the example you set. People will notice as you get healthier. Taste change takes 6 to 12 weeks, and you really start jonesing for the lentil stew instead of the beef chili.